to another episode of Coffee with the District. Here is
Joel Ventura,
Sylvia Enders, the CEO of District Home Loans, and our main guest of honor. She made it finally here because this is such an important episode, by the way, don't miss it. But here is
Gabriela Peraza with eXp Realty.
Yes, she's very experienced. She went through the whole COVID market, crazy market. We're about to talk about it. But this episode is rather important because we're here to talk about numbers and the CPI index. The CPI index just came out on June 10th, on Friday at 8:30 in the morning. Unfortunately, it didn't bring us good news. We're expecting between 7 and 8, which is what they guesstimated, the Feds. But now we know that we can't really trust those guesstimates. It went up to 8.6%. What does that mean, though? For us, it means rates. For us, it means a 10-year treasury yield, which determines rates. But what does it mean for you? It means higher gas prices. It means higher grocery store charges. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you guys are experiencing it, but everything is so much more expensive. Yeah. You see it everywhere with everything, right?
I mean, even the gas prices are like almost $6. So that's part
crazy.
is
when have you seen that before?
Right. For 1 gallon.
I mean,
just one.
Yeah, I mean,
that was like 3 2 years ago.
Right. So unfortunately, that's what it means. Will it get better? The right answer and the most honest answer, no matter what anybody says, is we don't know. But there are a lot of factors that we can be very aware of to determine how this is going. So first of all, I would say higher rates are a big factor. The other thing I wanted to tell you is, Gabriela, we were talking about this a little bit ago. The luxury homes, the statistics came out as well. From January till April, luxury sales of luxury homes have dropped 17%. Now, I just want to make sure everyone understands sales is not the same as prices. The sales have dropped. Non-luxury homes from January till April, 5% lower. Now, that's until April. We didn't have a lot of rate hikes by then. We don't know the second quarter starting May, so that might be a little worse. I'm expecting. So that's definitely something worth to be looking at. The other thing, Gabriela, I wanted you to tell us, how about active listings and price drops? Are you seeing more or less of any?
That's a really good question, Sylvia, and everything you just pointed out was definitely beneficial for people to know and understand. In terms of active listings, we still have active listings, and as a matter of fact, I do think that we're going to have more active listings. The only thing that I'm seeing is that we are transitioning into a buyer's market. So what does that mean? That means that the demand is probably maybe falling down a little bit, but there's still sellers that are listing their homes. So that said, people who haven't been able to buy, maybe they've gotten beat out by other offers just because it was so competitive the last 2 years. Now is their chance to be able to do so. Why? Because now sellers are going to be like, wow, my house has been on the market for this long and I still haven't had the amount of offers that I was hoping for. They're definitely decreasing prices. We have seen that.
Price drops
for sure.
You did not see that in 2020.
Not at all.
21.
At all. I mean, before you're getting maybe 40, 50K over list price the last 2 years. Now we're seeing price drops at about 40, maybe about 40K, maybe more, right? Just depending. So we did see a property that was at 480 and then it went down to 440. Obviously, those kinds of things were unheard of before. But at the same time, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, let's take a look at who's asking the question, right? For buyers, I think it's a great thing. Why? Because now they have that opportunity, even though obviously we have all these things that are happening with, of course, interest rates have gone up, that's a fact. But at the same time, you're still able to have that opportunity to not only buy a property, but not overpay for a property like people have been doing. You have flexibility when it comes down to negotiating an offer, asking the seller, in this case, for seller help or seller concessions.
That's amazing.
We did not, that was unheard of in the last 2 years. I would laugh when buyers would ask me that. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, but...
You have more negotiation power.
Yeah, now we have negotiating power. And of course, we're able to give buyers that peace of mind because of the market that we're transitioning into. Now, obviously, we can't guarantee what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
But it is nice to know that even though the market is changing, it's still going to be a benefit because it's always a good time to buy.
It is always a good time. I think we can all agree on that.
Absolutely.
If anything, there's always a refi option.
Right.
If rates hopefully drop soon, you can always refi. But I think the main thing, and also take into consideration what we're talking about, rentals are so high.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rent prices are extremely high. So.
Extremely high. We're seeing people with apartments that they're paying $2,400 that the rents are increasing to $2,800 for a 2-bedroom apartment. But if you buy a townhome or a single family, you can be paying that same amount, but now guess what? You own the property. It doesn't matter what the interest rate is. Of course, that's going to change the price. But what you're doing when you're buying a home is you're locking your monthly payment. Your principal and interest is not going to change unless you choose to refinance when the rates drop, which is absolutely an option. So if you're able to do that, well, you have control, but you won't have control if you're renting. That is always going to keep increasing, and we have no control over that. You have someone that has a thumb on you, like a landlord, that's going to tell you what color you can keep the walls.
You can
have a pet.
You can drill holes. You can put your patio.
Right.
And
sometimes renting is the only option that people have, but that's why it's important, I think, to speak with you guys as loan officers and obviously professionals and the best in the industry. I have to say that because I love them.
We love you too.
But it's really great to have a conversation with them because they're able to basically look at where you're at right now, see exactly where you want to be, of course, in the long term you want to buy, and tell you exactly what steps are necessary to get there. I think the relationship between agent and lender is the most important relationship when we're working with our clients. Both of us, or all of us, need to make sure that we're doing our part for our clients, and our clients see that and recognize that, and that's why they choose to work with us.
100%. Yes.
So being able to work with people like you guys brings me joy.
Just cheers to that. Thank you for that.
Clear, of course.
And you bring out a really good point, Gabriela. I think in this kind of market of so much uncertainty, just make sure you get prepared.
Yes.
Because if we do enter a buyer's market, you want to be well qualified. So it's important to work together with your CPA and your loan officer, whoever you trust. It's very important that you have a good person supporting you. Your CPA, just try to see if you can bring down your ratios, your purchase power, by maybe not depreciating not taking so much loss, but maybe depreciating. Just ask that question. Yeah, just ask that question. Can I depreciate more instead of taking so much loss if you're self-employed? I think that's important. Don't get us. The other thing I wanted, the other measurement we look at when determining the recession is credit card debt. Unfortunately, that's going up, Joel. And that's bad news for your purchase power to be qualified. So try to slow down with but that's another measurement we are definitely, it doesn't look good. How do we determine a recession? It's 2 quarters of losses of companies. We are not seeing that yet, obviously, because it's too early, but we're gonna be informing you throughout the year and see how it's going. The stock market, when really we had a crash on Friday. Every day, really, it's been going down. It's
turning more into a bearish market.
It's turning into a bearish market, more like the .com. Although in the .com, it didn't go as low. As fast as we're seeing it now. It's just a lot of negativity out there. That's why we felt like we really needed to make this video for all
Trying
our
to
viewers.
educate our community.
Totally, 100% from our perspective, loan officers and real estate agent, because real estate is so close to us, so important, right? Because it's the best way to create a family generational wealth, which is so important.
Absolutely.
Thing.
And we had different perspective in this pre-recession period. But at the end of the day, we just want to inform our community. Gabriela went through the COVID market through and through, so she's seeing that shift from sellers to buyers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the refinance market to purchase market from the interest rates from 2% to actually 6%.
Just went up 75 basis points.
Yeah. So
just this week.
We just want to make sure that you guys get the best tools to be prepared as to what to expect in that buying process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, consumer credit going up, stock market crashing, 10-year treasury yield going up. It's definitely not a good sign. We don't have that intel. We can't tell you yes, it's gonna happen, no, it's gonna happen. Our purpose here is to give you the data and give you being alert, right? Know what to be alert of. Seeing the news, unfortunately the media also, but you see it every time you go shopping.
To the gas station. That's the most impactful one.
I know. Well, I have a Tesla, but I feel for you guys. Sorry.
Wow. I need to borrow your car sometime.
Absolutely.
Please do. I don't go anywhere on the weekend, so yeah, that's what we wanted to talk about, and I wanted to know. Well, end this with I know our president, Mr. Biden, has a really challenge ahead of him, but he has said that because we have built such a strong foundation of our country, perhaps we are better positioned than any other country in the globe ahead of this global inflation. We are not the only ones going through this. So it is important to be kind to one another. Just feel for people, because a lot of people are going through rough times right now. So this is all we wanted to say today. I hope you guys can see the whole video. It's important data. And please call us if you have any questions or are trying to educate yourself and see how you can be prepared. If you want to buy a little lower, hopefully, like Gabriela said, we're entering a buyer's market and we can get ready for that.
Absolutely.
This is all we have to say for today. Have a blessed day. Much love. Cheers.
Cheers.